Hi, it's been a long time, I know. And I guess a lot of people is kind of worried, like, what happened? Am I kind of like, taken ill or, I quit doing videos or something like that? Well, I'm kind of like sick, but I'll talk a little bit about that. Um, and I kind of like taken time off, to do something that all board gamers should be doing, which in my opinion is the most important thing about board game. That is, play your board game. Okay, so for the last few weeks at least, I think probably clocked about 60 hours on this game from Awakened Realms, ISS Vanguard. I completed the whole core campaign, every single part of it, I guess, almost all of it, because I'm quite a completionist in like discovering stuff and everything. And it's a very I don't know how I can not spoil the story and talk about it, but the best I could do is to say that the story is really damn good, and there's actually a lot of points in the story which is like spectacular kind of space opera you can ever seen. Like reminds you of things like Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, and Firefly and stuff like that. And yeah, that was why I've been like gone for a very long time, because I really spend time playing my games. And this is, I think, one of the problem that I think not just me but a lot of other content creators, well, technically speaking, I don't consider myself a content creator, but they struggle with this balance between playing the game and creating content for the game. And I guess to a certain point that it's very difficult to do both very efficiently. And as such, I think also take with a pinch of salt that a lot of the content that's out there talking about, especially campaign games, are not well in depth, because they are created by content creators, not gamers. And I think I consider myself more of the gamer than the content creator. And for me, I completed a lot of the campaign games. I completed Tainted Grail. I completed the core box of Etherfield, which, by the way, I'm gonna start Etherfields the Wave 2, because but I'm gonna like just take a break and have some filler games in between. Maybe like finish up a little bit of Mice and Mystics and stuff, which is way long overdue. It's like, but anyway, I play games more than I create contents, and I share my honest opinion of what I went through with everything. And maybe I could provide a more in-depth review or insight to the game, because I can't like finish it end to end, rather than having people like play the first introduction campaign and say that, hey, this game sucks. Well, because they didn't introduce all the mechanics usually in some of the tutorial games, and like, especially if Awakened Realms games, a lot of mechanics are only introduced in a much later phase, and which is actually even true for IS Vanguard, because a lot of things you will not actually quite see until quite near the end of the game, I must say. Especially like, there's actually, if you hit a part about landing your landers, always getting damage, always losing goods, getting wounds and everything. It's kind of mitigated near the end of the game, well, that's kind of a spoiler, but you will eventually get there if you play long enough. Yeah, there is a way to mitigate that, or rather, eliminate it, but yeah. So I guess in many games there's a lot of place to go to have go through the campaign before you can fully experience what the designer has intended for you to experience it. But enough talk about IS Vanguard, because it's too big to put on the table. But I'm just going to talk about it because it's a really fantastic game and I can't stop talking about it. I want to tell everybody about the game, but it's like my friend is going to kill me because I'm going to spoil the story, so I'm not going to do that. And it's difficult to talk about the game without talking about the story, really. So anyway, that's about 4 minutes of my rambling of what happened to me in the last few weeks, and there was like nothing going on, but the channel is not dead, I'm still here. And let me just tell you some of the stuff that I got home in the last month, or rather have arrived. But I'm going to start with something like this. So this is something that I think a lot of people has no idea what this is. In fact, let me see if I can find a battery, but I can't find a battery. But okay, I guess I'm not going to put the battery in, but this is a magnifying glass which I used to do paint my miniatures in. So it has kind of a like stand, okay, as you can see. So there is a way to like, you know, bend this, okay, and you can stand it up, and you do your, you know, miniature painting, you know, under the magnifying glass. Kind of something like this. And there's a dual magnifying glass, you know, like if you're familiar with how, you know, the magnifying glass work, usually there's like one with added magnification. But why I mention this is that I mostly use this, you know, in ISS Vanguard, which sad to say was actually to overcome one of the problem of the game. At least problem for me, because maybe it's because my age, my eyes, you know, I don't know, but you know, words are too small on the board, and when I have the board placed up, I have things that's below the board. I mean below the planet Pitopia. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but anyways, like the encyclopedia for planets. And usually it's like, for me, it's too far away from the book itself, you know, because I need to reach out, and so I use the magnifying glass to help me read some of the text. I mean, I could like, you know, take a picture of it and then just browse it on my handphone, but the last thing I really want to do, you know, playing a board game is to look at my handphone all the time. But I can't avoid sometimes, you know, like, because IS Vanguard has a very, very good narrative on the apps, but I don't look at the screen, I just listen to the, you know, the voice and, you know, everything. But so magnifying glass is one of the things that actually helps in some board games, and I find that this is useful. This is a cheap buy. It's kind of like, I'm sure it's like less than $10 US, and it comes with this compartment, which you're wondering why, but actually this is here, sorry. So this, you can put two AAA batteries here, and what this does is actually there's a row of LED lights here that actually will light up if you need to, like, you know, see in the dark. More for miniature paintings, but you know, that's why there's no batteries here, but you know, I use this too. So the first thing is the magnifying glass. I bought this, but I'm sure I'll find some use for it in the board games, but not yet, because these are like transparent chips in multicolors. I'm sure it can be used, like, you know, to represent some things, and you know, it's like the effect's really good. Let me just show you, you know, like if you put it over some things, like, you know, put it over, let's say I want to highlight this or cancel this 9 points out from this card or something like that. It comes with a lot of colors, and you know, and the effects look really good. So I'm going to use them like some sort of counters and everything for some of the board games, and I think this bags comes like 500, or is it 100 pieces? I can't remember. Let me just check. It doesn't say anything, but you know, I think it's a big bag of it. I paid like maybe about $2 US or something like that, with another $1 for shipping. So yeah, so this is from Toyvian. Yep. I found not really have a use for it yet at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be useful. So I got a bag of this for board game adjacents. I'm going to show you this. Is a very useful stuff. Again, kind of it kind of end up limited that to use for that. I used it heavily for IS Vanguard, but it's actually, you know, so these are like the standard. I forgot. I think it's the US, or is it the Europe size small cards? But I'm sure you fit both, I think. And you can like put them one on this side, one on below. You know, it's like, so for IS Vanguard, unfortunately, there's five type of resources which you put on the top of the Planetopia, but these cards doesn't have a holder, and it will, like, you know, fly all over the places. And to make it worse, that you need to stack some tokens on top of each of these cards, and sometimes the tokens get accumulated, so they could be like 4 or 5 tokens, but you know, all of them are 0, having no real effect, but they are on top of the card nevertheless. And how I mitigate this is that I put a card here, and then I put all the tokens here, and then, you know, the token just wouldn't run away from, you know, into the other stack, you know, confusing and ruining the whole game. And that's why there's exactly 5 of it here, which I've built it up. So so this didn't come in this, it came in like all the pieces are to kind of like assemble on my own, as you can see here. But no gluing is necessary. They fit really tight, and they can also be used this way if you have use for, you know, putting stuff that doesn't like fall off immediately here, but you can definitely put cards here and put cards here. So that depends on your use case. I'm still not sure if you can like stack them together because they don't seem to go together, you know, in a meaningful way that I know of anyway. But maybe this, I'm not sure, because it kind of like suggested that it could be, because, well, I guess not, because the back is kind of like blocking each other out. So I don't think they stay on top of each other anyway. But one good feature this box that I have for the card holder has is this two you know, little metal stuff here. Yeah, so this is actually magnetics. So it's a magnet lock. I mean, in a way, you see how strong the magnet is. You could like carry two together. I'm not sure if you'll carry more than that. Let's give it a try. Let's try 3. You know, 3 seems good. Not sure if you can take 4. Nope, I think 4 is a bit too heavy for the magnet of this size. So you know, it's like you can carry 3 comfortably, but not more than that. But anyway, it's easy to store. I kind of like just put this, assemble this and put it somewhere. But of course, you will ask what happened to all the, you know, big size cards, and this is where I'm gonna talk to you about. Like, you know, there's the bigger size ones which I use to store other stuff. As you can see, let me just bring this tool up here and then I'll show you the, you know, I use it to store. So these are not real cards from Vindland. I mean, they are real cards. I paid for the print and play. I printed them out and they looks good, but the paper is too thin the way I printed it. And when I try to laminate it, you know, the problem is that I didn't expect it, but you know, it warped because ultimately the problem was that the paper is too thin, and even if you laminate it, it doesn't go straight. It became a bit warped when it came out, and I stopped after laminating a few cards. Is a disaster. So I guess I call this a failure. You know, just look at all sort of warping is really, really bad. I probably have to redo this in a more meaningful way, which I will, but the size fits nicely on this card. So it's like this for this you know, standard US Europe big size. You know, the miniatures are not part of this, but they are nice miniatures. Okay, yeah, so this was one of the miniatures I intended to use for IS Vanguard, but I kind of like left it here and forgotten about it, and I didn't paint it, unfortunately. So this is from Privateer Press. Pretty good sci-fi miniatures anyway, but just to stress the point, it can be used to store some of the miniatures here when they're not in use. So this is like I got also 5 of this because it just kind of come with that kind of bundle. So I got this. Okay, so this is I bought it at a local store. 3 of them is for about $1 Singapore dollars, and that's about like 70-80 cents US. I don't know if you call it cents. Usually in US you call it quarters, right? So it's maybe like 3/4 or something like that. But anyway, this is like supposed to be airlock type. I have an open version which I can show you. Do I? No, I don't. I have all of them sealed. But anyway, these are supposed to be, it's supposed to be able to lock it on the side, and then it's even waterproof when you put water and food inside. But I'm going to just use the bottom part a lot as a, you know, portable trays for my games. The top part, I might use it to store some of the stuff, and I think I just realized that this also works storing the cards, but I'm not sure if it really fits in. It looks like the cards are a little bit bigger. I'll figure that out. But anyway, it's cheap. So I bought some of this, you know, probably like throw some of this in my office, or you know, in somewhere else where I could like use them to store tokens, you know, store coins when I'm playing games and stuff. So I'm gonna like have to cut this video into several pieces because there's some stuff I want to move onto the board. These are some of the board game adjacents I'm gonna talk about that came here, and then it's like actually, you know what? Why don't I just stop this video here? Just going to introduce some of the, you know, board game adjacents that came here. I might not, I don't know, but I'm going to be back with another video, or you know, continuation of this video with you know, the board games that arrive in December for me. Thanks for watching. So I think you know, if I'm not going to continue this video, please help me by like and subscribing this, you know, to help me push this up. I know that, you know, because of my absence, my video has probably like dropped, you know, into limbo or something. I don't know, but If you like my video, like to see more of me and talking about the board game stuff, hope you at least just help me do that, and thanks for watching. Alright, so this is like some of the board games that actually arrived in this month. I have to switch to mobile way to handle this because I simply run out of table space to talk about this. There's a lot of big board games that's going on here. Let's just jump right into it. It's like I know it's been like way overdue with so many stuff arriving. So we're going to talk about two small boxes from Cosmos. This is basically from a series called Cartaventura. Basically it's about a journey, kind of like a story mode, choose your adventure kind of things, but it consists of cards. So as you can see, there are different endings, and as you play with the cards, you will actually ask you to go through the cards, flip over, make choices, and you will arrive at different endings. So basically it's kind of like a choose your adventure, but in the story mode, and it's presented in cards instead of in a storybook. So I'm not sure if this is very expensive. It's considered like about $10 over US each. Just like I bought two of these to give it a try. So Vindland is about one Viking adventures, and I got another one. This is about the it's kind of like a mission to Lhasa, and I think it's like so maybe I could since I already opened this, I haven't really played it yet though. I've kind of opened it but I've not played it yet. Let me just unbox one of them and show you how the cards looks like. Okay, so I have opened this up, and as you can see, the cards are all in in a square form. They're pretty good quality cards though, although a bit thin. But so I'm not going to spoil the story or anything. So this is only the first card you'll see. As you can see, is that introduce the card, and then you flip over, and then you get choices and stuff. So this is kind of like in a way escape room-ish, like like another one of the series where there's the the escape room only comes with cards, but this one has had a story. So I'm gonna hope that the story is good, and that's the main reason why I bought it. And then I will run through this and then let you know if this series is worth going for, because it's like we are all sick and tired of not unlock, exit, and all the stuff. I got this meta box. This is Yokai, the spirited memory game. As you can see, this form factor also happens to be in squarish form. Okay, so we have all the cute yokais and stuff, and there's basically just 39 cards in this game. I actually thought of alternate ways to get this, but after a while this has dropped to such a good deal that I didn't expect it to come with a meta box. But anyway, it came in a meta box, and it was so attractive that I couldn't say no to it, and I got it. The next here is that this looks like it's a werewolf game. It has nothing to do with werewolf, but it's a social deduction game. This is an expansion for the Betrayal. Okay, or they didn't really say that it's an expansion, but it's a Betrayal, the Werewolf Journal. It's a Blood on the Moon. Basically, this box, I think the box is too big. There is not a lot of components inside because it feels very light. But I think there's two miniatures inside and a couple of cards and everything. But one thing that I think is not very obvious in here is that this box actually requires the Betrayal at the House of the Hill, the 3rd edition, in order to play. So it's an expansion, I could say, but I don't know where is it that is did not state that. Yeah, it did, but it's such a small text. Required the Betrayal at the House. Specifically, you need the 3rd edition in order to play this. So I'm not sure if it works with the previous version, but because this was on a good deal, and because I'm interested to try this out, I also got the Betrayal at the House of the Hill, the 3rd edition, which means I'll be selling my 2nd edition soon, very soon. And the 3rd edition, although I don't like some of the character changes, decisions and stuff, but I think the most people who has actually played it or reviewed it kind of agree that it's more streamlined. The horns and everything is a bit more well thought of, and the whole game plays a lot better, and there's I think less draggy, because the original Betrayal at the House of the Hills takes about 3 hours at a minimum, depending on your luck with the horn, but usually it's about 3 hours. very unlucky. The whole game can end in 30 minutes with getting everybody killed, and you know, I have ever played one that has like dragged until like 4 or 5 hours, and you know, it's like, yep. But anyway, so that is third edition. I hope that it's a lot better than second edition, but I heard the horns are also all very different. Oops. And next we have here is Gargoyles Awakening. This has been something I've been looking around for. Now it's under Disney. I don't know whether previously it was. It's basically an animation in the very 1980s, 1990s. I don't know, but I didn't watch the animation. I only knew that the animation exists. But this game has miniatures. It's also produced by Ravensburger, which actually I think produced very quality enough games for the budget. I will call it budget game, but you know, with sufficiently good quality. And I would say that this is pretty heavy, so I suppose there's a lot of stuff inside. You know, it looks like there's even a tower or sword inside, and you know, and there's cards, and you know, like I think 3D buildings and stuff. So I suppose this is going to be a pretty fun game, and from the look of it, this seems to be highly rated, and a lot of people is sought after this, but it's not really widely available. And this is like one rare occasion I saw it, and I hate this type of you know, of packaging, because these stickers leave a sticky stain after that on the box, and if you cut it, this will turn into 2 different colors after storing for a while, because one of them is protected under the sticker and the other one is not. And I mean, this is typical of Ravensburger's packaging, but I don't really like this. I'm not sure if anybody from there is listening, but it's a mess removing this, because you know, that sticky stain that you left after removing it is horrendous. Next we have this very cute game, which I think is kind of deceptive in the sense that these Quirky Circuits, I think there's a lot of people talking about it before, and is from Playmat, and it's basically a very light game. As you can see, it's also a very light game, literally. But it's a programming game when you have, like, you know, cute kitty and kittens robots, and then, you know, like supposed to like program them over the boards to do stuff and achieve your goals. So there's you know, it's a very fun game, I guess. You know, from the look of it, it's not that serious, and there's like unique scenarios where, you know, it's like put your thinking cap on to the test for 2 to 4 players. It plays very short, 15 to 30 minutes, which is a great filler for any sort of games that's going on. And you know, the artwork simply is just shouting, get me, get me. And I got it, yeah, because it's not that expensive either. So most of this stuff I ended up having bought during the November sales. And Dinosaur World, honestly, is only at about, give or take, $35 US. I think that's a steal, right, isn't it? Yes, I would think so. Given that the weight, I can't leave it one hand, is very heavy. I'm going to try to like... Anyway, this is the cover. You know, as you can see, it just didn't say the Jurassic World, but anything else screams Jurassic World. From Panosaurus, which I know coincidentally is also, you know, got a dinosaur in their logo, because I don't know why, but whoops, that's really heavy. And this game is kind of like, a lot of people hate it, a lot of people like it. Is you know, but it's quite highly rated. It's definitely better than Dinosaur Island, and I don't have any of those games, but this will be my first one. It's for 2 to 4 players for about say about 1 to 2 hours, it says, and age 10 plus. And you know, it's like this has like everything you know about building dinosaur parks. You know, it has hexagons, you know, enclosure features, and then there's tech progress threads. There's like dinosaur meeples, and I'm sure this is not a Kickstarter edition. Kickstarter edition probably comes with a lot more stuff, but I guess at you know, $30 US, you know, I will just give it a try to see whether I like this game or not. And if I do, maybe if it's worth it, I will go for the Kickstarter exclusive later on, you know, getting it from someone else or something like that. And next we have here is also another budget game, which I got for like about $20 US. This is Venturelands. Basically, you can see like some artwork of you know, adventurers from Harbor, which I have never thought of. I hope there's not G. Yeah, it's Harbor, but you know, I've not heard of this publisher before, because probably this is not a very widely available game. But it does seems like it's kind of very adventure based, kind of a generic role-playing style of board games. And it's by, you know, celebrated writers, so I guess the writing of the stories was probably very good. there's so choice to be made and you know stuff like that. And I guess this is a type of genre which actually I like. Probably a little bit of narrative with you know some venturing, and pretty much like role player, I guess. So I'm just hoping that this is kind of like role players, and you know there's a high replayability according to here, and you know there's some strategy, less on luck, and you know kind of meat in simplicity. So it's about 45 minutes, and it's 2 to 4 players. So I guess you know this is kind of like down my alley of stuff that I enjoy. And I'm gonna like have to pause here because I'm gonna like move another batch of board games and talk about them. So I'll be back, and you know to you it'll be just next seconds, but to me it's you know I will have to move everything down and move everything up. And then I hope you just you know in the intermission could you just help me just click the like, click the subscribe, just to help me push my video up. And then I'll be back you know in the flesh, literally. And so I'm back, but I'm definitely trying to keep this short because I have a lot of backdate of stuff that I didn't tell you guys about. And I'm sure I will probably miss some, but you know that's not the point. I just want to talk about some of the stuff that I got during the you know the 11/11 sales. And you know it's like you know as you can see I need to cut down on board games, seriously. So let's get 2 of them. You know I still remember that I have these 2 board game adjacents. Basically they are playmats, which are fantastic playmats at $3 each. They are 24 by 14 inch. Got this from Miniature Market, so I got 2 of them, which is really fantastic looking, I guess. Okay, so this is also the same from the same series, I guess. So by the way, Miniature Market has been really slow in replying some of my stuff, and you know I'm kind of like a bit worried because what happened with my big shipment of you know all the stuff from Miniature Market, I have actually missing board games in the shipment, and they have not got back to me, you know, like since 1 week plus, and I don't know if there's anything I can do other than just send an email or something. You know, let me know if you guys have you know any encounter similar stuff and you know like got it resolved, or they're just like taking very long. I'm not sure, but you know I'm hope that this will get resolved eventually. So I got the expansion to Happy Little Dinosaurs, Dating Disasters. Basically this looks really nice, although this you know Brontosaurus is on fire. This is a very cute game. It's one of the few games from this T-Turtle that actually I have constantly have most of them, except then I think the 5 and 6 players expansion. So you know I didn't get this for a while until I saw it on sale, and I got hold of it now. I got another one of the exit, but this is a very special exit because this is the Lord of the Rings, I know Shadow over Middle-earth. So this is a level 2 escape room game, which actually comes in a box sealed and everything. And I'm definitely not going to spoil anything for anybody because you know I'm not going to open it, and I'm just going to like finish this and you know let you guys know if it's good, if I can say anything about it. There's also this box is also an exit game, The Return to the Abandoned Cabin. The Abandoned Cabin is one of my first exit game, and this is like it's supposed to be a sequel to that game, and we shall see whether if it carries on that good. But I'm kind of a little bit tired of the mechanism, I guess. I don't think there's a lot of new mechanism coming in, and I'm not sure if they can keep it up for this year. But I ordered most of the exit game, so I hope that you know even with the introduction of the Zigzag puzzle, actually I enjoyed the Zigzag puzzle more than the exit game itself. But you know it's like that's beside the point. But this is like I hope that they can like carry on the innovation and you know carry on the game. But please stop asking us to destroy the board games, because it's like it's really not you know what the board game community should be doing. Because you know while everybody else is saving the earth, we are like destroying it faster than you know doing what everybody else is doing. Like you know like every little bits of you know less paper use, you know, and stuff, and we are like you know creating so much papers you know, from boards and stuff. I don't know, but okay. So I don't really have a lot of dinosaur games, but once I start having dinosaur games, I don't know why I have a lot of dinosaur games, and this is one of them. This is the Draftosaurus. It's actually roll and write, I guess. So 2 to 5 players, plays about 15 minutes. It's a really short game, and as you can see, very colorful boards with dinosaur meeples, and you know it's actually like running a dinosaur zoo. But this is like the super light version, where you know like I guess you can like just play quickly, and you know it's like it's supposed to be a quite a nice game that's highly rated. So you know I'm willing to give it a try. And this is not dinosaur, but this looks like a mammoth. But this is the Hunter and Gatherers Carcassonne. And this is from Z-Man Games, obviously. And this is like one of the one that I heard that is pretty good. Finally, I got hold of it, and I guess I'll find out. There's not too much to say about it because I think the way that they have organized stuff and with all the irritating stickers all around, I couldn't talk to you a lot about what the game is. But basically, it's putting tiles, putting meeples, and probably some modified rules from Carcassonne. And then it's like this is focused on the hunters and gatherings, and it's about 40 minutes like most of the other Carcassonne games that I know of. So Knightfall is one of them I pre-ordered. I think not on the Kickstarter though, because I kind of like wanted to get it through with a little bit of free shipping. And here it is. This is a game by T. Alex Davis, but the art and influence is there by the story also. It's by Ryan Rocket, which as from Red Ribbon Games. So I wouldn't say that this is like 100% Ryan Rocket's game, but he has a heavy influence on it, and I heard that he previously did not manage to fund or something. I'm not sure, but now that it's here, now that it's a pretty heavy box, I'm willing to give it a try. But unfortunately, I think this game is a competitive game rather than cooperative. So I'm not sure how it goes, and from the way the board looks, also a little bit more grimdark than the previous one, and it's like. But the artwork and stuff, is still the very Ryan Lockett kind of looks, and I totally like it. Okay, and so we shall see. We shall see if this is a really good game, or is maybe one of the weaker ones. But this is the latest one from Red Ribbon Games, and it's already in my hand. Yes, I'm so glad I got it. And I'm just said that I was sick and tired of all the exit unlock, but I got this. And this game is very weird because this unlock is a game about games. So you can see this is Ticket to Ride, this is a Pandemic, and this is the Mysterium. So it's about unlock adventures set in these 3 games background. And we have 3 different games here as usual in this big box. And it comes with kind of like from, I think, naturally, usually it's like from a standard way to put it, they will have one that is easy, one that's medium difficulty, and one that's hard. And I think that is that of it. And you can see that there's a lot of torn and stuff stuck to my board game. I don't know why. And there's also like torn stuff stuck to my board game. Well, I'll figure that out. But I'm more worried about my missing board game. But this is the one that also came with Miniature Market. I pre-ordered this, and finally it's here. So unlock, I have followed through all the series, completed everything up to now. So I got this. This doesn't come covered. Luckily, it's not damaged, and and it's a very, very heavy and thick book of a lore and a lot of stuff about this game called The Wrath of Kings by Simon. Surprisingly, right? It's not actually called Simon then. It was called Cool Mini or Not, which is actually the older name they have previously used a lot. And the artwork is fantastic. I have a lot of their miniatures. I know nothing about the board game, but the art book is available at $3 for sale at Miniature Market, and I thought, I would just grab it just to read through and look at some of the art, and then just keepsake stuff. Look at the artwork. It's really, really awesome. And I love the design of this. It's some grim dark, a little bit there's also like some tech steampunk stuff, which a good mix of everything, and these have this a marine aquatic race also, so they have like good mix of everything. And I have a lot of their miniatures, which I know nothing about the game, unfortunately, but the miniatures are really good enough to attract me. So this art book is more like a collection for me. It's like, last but not least, let me talk about this thing that is here. I probably have not shown you the previous box. Well, anyway, I've gotten both boxes for the Scarlet Key, the expansion for the Arkham Horror, the card game, the latest cycle. I can't remember if this is 7th or the 8th cycle. It's probably the 8th, but basically this, now they have distributed everything. Instead of the small packs, you have like one campaign box and one box for all the character cards. And this is the campaign box. The character cards has actually arrived to me earlier this year. And no surprise, there are like more stories, more characters, more power cards for everybody, and I have not missed any of the Arkham Horror card games. So this is going to be one that I'm looking forward to. But first I have to finish the Dreamweaver ones, and it's like there's one more I think in Antarctica. I think it's based on the Mountain of Madness, and then before I move on to this. So I just need to get a hold of this before that the problem with Arkham Horror the card game is a lot of the older scenarios are unavailable now because all the smaller packs are very difficult to collect, and they ran out of out of production, and people have like bought them. But they are republishing them, so like good news for everybody else who wants to jump in. But also very congratulations for them for reprinting this, because I think this is like a cash cow. It's like people will pay for this. I know I will pay for it because it's a very, very good game, and it's one of the more successful leading card game I've seen in the recent years. Even much better than Marvel Champion. Some people might argue, but to me, Marvel Champion doesn't have a story. It doesn't have a proper campaign. It's just scenario after scenarios, or mixing different heroes, fighting different villains, and I don't know. I mean, that's just what comics is like, right? But when you want to come to talk about stories, Lord of the Rings and Arkham Horrors beats that anytime. Okay, so that's all I think I want to do for today, because I just got back and I think there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but I'm not planned to talk about any of these things yet, not a concrete plan, but I guess I'll move around to it. There's some Kickstarter that arrived. I still need to unpack some of the Kickstarter. I still need to unpack my board game. As you can see, my board game is a mess. There's a lot of board games I'm talking about here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend the next 1 or 2 days organizing everything, and keeping all these boxes, getting this gaming table back into a gaming table where I could game. So anyway, thanks for listening to my rambling for the past 30-40 minutes, and I hope you have a good day, you have fun playing board games, and do remember, play your board games. Don't just watch all the video, don't just buy all the board games, because that's the most important part about gaming. Thanks for watching. Help me by subscribing and like this video, and I hope I will see you again soon.